Hello everyone, my name is Casper. I'm a software engineer at Software Mansion, as you can tell. I currently work at Software Mansion.
Yeah, I am Krzyś. I work for the same company with Kasper. I mainly work on Reanimated and other cool things related to our open source.
Yeah, and we had that idea that we can make maybe a tier list of all the announcements that were happening, especially on the second day of React Conf, because they were related to React Native. And yeah, so shall we start?
We don't have any blocker.
If the chat will tell us that you can hear us well, the microphone is going well, or anything, that would be nice.
Yeah, make some noise for us.
And what topic we should pick as first? What do you think?
I think let's start with React Compiler.
React Compiler.
So, Kasper, tell me, what do you think about React Compiler?
React Compiler was announced on React Conf as 1.0, so as stable. And we've been using React Compiler in React Native specifically for quite some time because it was made as enabled as default as an experiment in SDK 54. So many people have been using React Compiler and haven't even noticed, which is good. There were no bugs. So React Compiler helps us with, what does it help us with?
Yeah, so it helps you that you don't need to think as much. Yeah, because many people was arguing about if we should use memo or we shouldn't use, and they stop those crazy arguments, and they decided to give us a solution for it. They give us a tool that decided for us, and we don't need to do anything. So I personally, I like receiving things for free, and this is literally this. We receiving free boost performance. We don't need to do anything. Even more, we should do less because we should stop using useMemo in our code because React Compiler will take care about it for us.
Yeah, so without React Compiler to make your app more performant in some circumstances, for example, with longer lists or re-rendering, you'd have to wrap many of functions and components with useMemo, useCallback, React Memo to avoid excessive re-rendering. React Compiler takes this off you, and it will magically, automatically memorize stuff for you.
Yeah, you can. Thinking is hard, and you can just stop thinking and start doing. And when I first time heard about React Compiler, I thought how it's related to things like CLang or something like other C++ compiler, but not. This is actually smart bubble plugin that analyze your code, statically analyze your code, and decided if you should memorize something or not. But there is one pitfall. Your code should be aligned with rules of React.
Rules of React. And one of the rules of React is rules of hooks, right?
Yeah.
And the React compiler checks them for you and optimizes what it should and what it shouldn't. I've just remembered our friend Błażej made the extension for, how is it called? React Native Marker? React
Marker,
Compiler Marker?
React Compiler Marker.
Something like that. Yeah, React Compiler Marker. That will highlight you in the editor what component has been auto-memoized and what couldn't be, and gives you a helpful tip why.
Yeah, this is actually cool because when you have kind of magic API, you can be sure what actually is happening under the hood, and this shows you if a compiler decides to memorize your component or not.
That's cool. And you can incrementally adopt if something doesn't work. So we famously had a problem with Reanimated, but it's solved now, and with memorization. But we couldn't adopt the first day React Compiler, but now it's all resolved.
Yeah, it totally works with nice. React Compiler. So I think we should decide
whether Is
What?
React compiler S tier announcement. It's just a change of the flag. Like we've been using React compiler for a while, and they are just announced that this is stable. But
But for me personally, this is something. This is innovation. This is something totally new.
Yeah, I would go with S tier. What do you think?
For me, STR.
Okay, nice. Okay, good. All right, we have first one done. React compiler. What should we go next? In the title of the video, we said we will talk about Hermes V1. We will talk about the new architecture. So let's maybe go with some of those.
Okay, so let's go to Hermes V1.
Hermes V1.
Yeah, this is another thing that we receive something for free. Yeah, another free boost performance, because you don't need to change anything in your code. You just need to replace the engine in your car, and it just goes faster, and you don't need to worry about it. It just works. So according to benchmarks on
Tomek said there's no problems with Reanimated at all.
yeah,
No problems at all.
Reanimated never will do something like that. Yeah, and when it comes to benchmarks, so
Yeah.
there is in the web you can find two kind of benchmarks: synthetic benchmarks or micro benchmarks.
I think we had a blog post written about it because we
Yeah.
worked on it, and famously you had pull requests, I believe. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
you.
Some time
Hermes.
ago, I have started worked on it, but my other colleagues finished it.
Jakub, yeah.
Jakub finished it, and right now we can take advantage of this really cool new feature. And let's go back to those benchmarks.
Benchmarks. Okay, I'm trying to look for it.
Yeah,
there
and
it
here.
is. Yeah.
Here, this is a synthetic benchmark. So this is not real life. This is some code. Yeah, this
Yeah.
is, for example, end body problem. The simulation. Yeah, heavily based on mathematical operation, and those operation, when you try to run it with new Hermes V1, can run couple times faster. Yeah,
But this is not real life, right?
yeah.
This is synthetical, some mathematical calculations, but not real life. What about real life performance?
In real life performance, especially on Android, we measured real life example, Expensify app, which is quite big app. And
One of our clients, yeah.
Yeah, one of our clients, and this is fully open sourced. And we find out that we gain even 9% of load time.
On iOS, 9% on iOS and 3% on Android, just by changing a flag, right? So you adopted by changing some overrides.
But it really
No
depends.
changes to code.
Yeah, but it really depends on your code. In some applications, it can be much more or less. Yeah, so it's like an answer for many things. It's depend. Yeah.
It depends, yeah. But this is cool. You just switch a flag and it will make your app faster. And why? Because we don't need some of the polyfills anymore, right? We don't need
Not
consts, lets. The new Hermes introduced ES6 classes and better support for async keyword. That's nice. You don't have to polyfill the stuff anymore.
Yeah.
But it used to be called static Hermes, or this is something different?
So there's a lot of misunderstanding when it comes to naming.
Yeah, it's
because
confusing.
It is confusing, and because it's complex. Yeah, because previously there was a code name for this new project, Static Hermes, but Static Hermes had couple modes. I can say so. The first mode was interpreter of JavaScript, but faster. I will talk later why it's faster. Interpreter of TypeScript, which is nice. Support for JIT, but only for Android, because on iOS we can't use JIT because of some system constraints. And the last mode of Hermes is compilation of JavaScript or TypeScript to binary code.
Can you
And
explain what JIT is?
so JIT is this is a
Short for what?
okay. This is a just-in-time compilation.
Yeah,
So
that's right.
it's analyze the arguments that you send to functions, and in a runtime it recompile your function. Just the small parts of your code is recompiled to be faster. Yeah, and let's go back to this last mode, which is compilation to binary code. So it's produced from pure JavaScript or TypeScript binary, standalone binary that you can run it from console. Yeah, for me it's crazy that you have JavaScript that's run in browser, but right now you can run it like a C++ program. Yeah, and right now we are in this first mode. Yeah, we are on the beginning of the journey. Yeah, right now we're interpreting JavaScript, but faster. Why we can do it faster? Because many optimization that was meant to be for JIT, there are also can be used for interpreting JS. For example, inlining functions, object elision. Yeah, this is something what you can take benefits in both modes. Yeah, so that's why we have faster interpreter.
But famously, there were problems that JavaScript is untyped language and C and C++ has types.
Yeah, and this next mode, what I mentioned, is interpreter of TypeScript built in Hermes runtime. So
To wrap up,
to wrap up, if you have information about type, you can generate less bytecode because you don't need to add too many type checks. So less code is faster. So why C++ is faster than JavaScript? This is not faster. C++ just doing less than JavaScript. And if we have information about type, we can generate less code and have significantly better performance. So for me, this is mind-blowing that we are in the point of time that we can reach comparable performance between JS and C++.
yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. Famously, JavaScript just does a lot more than C, but with C you have to do it manually.
Yeah, I'm so grateful that we can be part of this journey as a software merchant, and personally, I also was a bit involved in it, because Hermes team, this is a great team. Yeah, they are really silent. You can't find
silent. I've talked to Neil and Svetlana. They're great guys.
Yeah, but you can't find a lot of information in the web. Yeah,
That's true.
They not as famous as they should be. They really great guy, and if you have opportunity to talk with them on some conference, I really recommend it.
So what do you think? Hermes V1, what is a S tier, A tier? It's a free change. You just switch a flag or enable it. So
maybe I am a bit biased, but for me, this is my personal best. S tier.
Everything will be in S tier? No, we can't
do that. We will
that.
See.
Everything in S tier? Okay. So currently S tier as well announcement. Great.
Okay, so what's next?
I think we should go with virtual view. This is another thing that a new architecture has enabled, right?
Yeah.
Virtual view. Do I have something on screen to show?
Yeah, there is an article in React Native about it.
Okay.
But you need to go to documentation and switch to next tag, not the latest.
Gotcha.
Here you need to go to next and find virtual view.
Yeah, there it is. Is it experimental right now?
Yeah, it is experimental, but
is it added in React Native 82?
83, I think it will be available in 83.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
but it's also something really cool.
I remember the announcement from React Conf, and it was something that will make lists, for example, flash list or
Yeah.
legend list, could make it a bit better.
Yeah, this is
What is it?
exactly like you said. This is a building block for list, because what is the problem with list? Yeah, when you scrolling so fast, you can uh, you can ended up in the moment that you have blank screen
Yeah.
because React because handling event I mean gestures or something like that has higher priority than rendering something on her or once again than rendering something on React thread. Yeah. So this the system spends time on handling event, but React needs to wait for his turn to get access to UI thread to render new view. And we ended up in a situation that we scroll so fast and we don't have any.
We have blanks.
We have blanks.
Between, yeah.
And they solve it.
They solved it.
They solve it. Yeah. And that's why it's huge. And because they find out how to implement synchronous events.
Synchronous events.
Yeah, synchronous
about it.
callback for event. And if you will go back to this graph.
Yeah.
The
There you go.
visualization. And there is 3 mode of the views. When you the first mode is if your component. So once again, your component can be in 3 different modes.
Yeah.
The first mode is when this component is visible, when it's in the viewport. So the mode is visible. Yeah. If your component is outside the viewport, but not as far from this viewport, this component will be pre-rendered. So it's
okay.
This component is prepared to be displayed, but
Yeah.
but not yet. Yeah. And there is
Interesting.
the last group. This is hidden components. This is far away. You don't need to worry about them. And there is and here can happen 2 things. When you're scrolling, you can go from your component can change the state in 2 ways. It can change the state from pre-rendered to visible, and this is not a problem. We just display it.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yep.
But if you scroll really fast, you can go to this blank screen. You can try to display this hidden element, and that's exactly where we should use a synchronous event instead of because when you need to display pre-rendered view, we can just use async event because we have prepared this.
You don't have to wait for it.
We don't need to wait. But if if the view is jumping from hidden to visible, we can use synchronous event to block UI thread, wait for a render of this component, and then display it. So for me, this is a game changer, and
So
we can implement.
this is kind of building block for virtualization. So you don't
Yeah.
have to manually implement virtualization in your apps. You normally don't, but if you really need to, there is a new component, new building block for lists or for scroll views. And we use synchronous events right now for React Native screens excessively. It's starting from React Native 82, so it's a brand new stuff.
Yeah.
But with addition of synchronous layout, synchronous events, it made it possible for us to implement something that will be announced next week. I will shut my mouth right now, but yeah, just remember that we haven't announced that yet. But something's new coming from in React Native screens next week.
Something is coming.
Something is coming.
But
yeah. So virtual view sounds interesting, but it's probably rarely used in apps. Something that's a building block for
this
lists.
is building block. This is totally exciting for
Library
maintainers.
and
For me,
creators.
this is crazy. And when I heard about synchronous events, I instantly started to think how I can use it to improve reanimated or other our libraries. But from user perspective, I mean, end user, the
It might be
developer
useful.
just
It might be
use it.
useful sometimes.
Maybe useful, but I don't think if it's a game changer for them.
I'm thinking about Jay that's created Legend List that he is jumping on his
Yeah.
from excitement.
For them, it would be S plus tier, but
yeah. So yeah, I would put it maybe an A tier right now. But
A or B.
A or B? Oh wow. Why B? Why A? Why B?
Because from my library perspective, I would give S or A, but
Okay.
for user, I think you don't feel it. You will not feel it.
Sometimes you would, but this is like very very niche, very niche component. So let's agree on something that for library maintainers that will be S tier.
Yeah.
But for people maybe B. So let's go in the middle.
Okay.
Yeah, let's go. Nice. Okay. Virtual view. But this is something that the new architecture has enabled for us.
Yeah, definitely.
So I think we should discuss next the architecture, because since on the React Conf there is no more legacy architecture or new architecture. There's just the architecture. The architecture. Yeah. So that's cool, and I think that we've been using it for quite some time. So React Native Screens, mentioned before, was the first library, the first non-trivial library that used React Native architecture, React Native new architecture in '68. That was 3 years ago, and we've been maintaining it since. We've migrated all of our libraries, software mention libraries, like reanimated, React Native gesture handler, React Native SVG, and we've been maintaining it since. So it was really, really helpful. And at React Conf, they said that React Native 82 is the last version no, 81 was the last version that supported legacy architecture.
Yeah,
the 82 is the only architecture since then.
Yeah, so maybe let's talk about migration, because
Migration?
If you are on the latest version, I mean on 81, it should be seamless transition for you, because probably you will just switch a flag and that's all. But in some cases, maybe it can you can end up in the situation that you switch this flag and you will see some problem. For example, when you use outdated or incompatible libraries that doesn't support the new architecture. So, or if your app uses your custom native modules or components and you didn't already migrated it to new architecture, or maybe you use some third-party SDKs, or maybe, I just say maybe, your app doesn't follow the best practices and you switch to new architecture, and right now you can see some staggers and your app is not as fluent as was and
Fluid, yeah.
as fluid as was. So in this case, you are not alone.
And we've written blog posts how we can, what problems we have encountered with migrating from the old architecture to the new architecture. We had some problems, but if you have those problems, you should contact us, because the new stuff, for example, React Native Executor is new architecture only. So the new features that we see and we will see, we will be only implemented on the new architecture.
Yeah.
Including React Native Enriched, for example, rich text editor.
Also, new reanimated works only on the new architecture. Yeah, and
that's you.
Oh, that's me. I look the same. Wow.
Yeah.
I'm glad that I have different T-shirt than on this stream. Yeah, and there's another thing what I wanted to mention, but because in the past, especially in the past, many people thought that the new architecture is only for performance. This is not the main goal of the new architecture. The main goal of the new architecture is to unlock the new capabilities. And if you don't migrate to new architecture, you can't get benefits of those new features.
We don't have the bridge anymore.
Yeah.
We have synchronous layout, synchronous events since 82.
Yeah,
so
but
a lot of improvements will come and came to React Native thanks to the new architecture.
Yeah, and if you will stick with a paper, you will not receive any updates, any patches, bug fixes. Yeah, it will be really, really bad for you.
And we're very, very happy that we were getting rid of the old architecture because we had to maintain both old and new architecture.
Yep.
From this, we will just get rid of the old architecture and we can maintain and add features just to the new architecture. So this is good from the library perspective that we will have less burden, less legacy code to maintain.
Yeah. So we should assign some class for it, or you.
I would just say that if you have problems with migration,
Yeah.
like might encounter sometime, you should definitely contact Software Mansion
Yeah.
for help.
We'll help you. We have a lot of experience.
We
with
have
it.
a lot of experience with it. So yeah, let's assign, like for us or for everyone, I believe this is S tier non-negotiable.
I will
agree?
not even try argue with you.
Perfect. the architecture. There's just no legacy architecture anymore. Perfect.
Okay, so what next? Maybe.
Maybe strict DOM.
So
There was a lot of time taken at the React Conf to talk about strict DOM, but there weren't any new announcements for it, I believe.
yeah, so this is, like you said, this is not something really new,
It
but
has been for a while, but the usage is not the greatest, I would say, probably.
yeah, but there is a trend in Meta. They move to web. And React Native is a state of transition, I would say, that
Always has been.
always, yeah. And React Native moves from being inspired by web to being aligned with web. And we see it. And with strict DOM, you can use divs in mobile app. And that's actually nice, because if you have huge app, if you are a huge company that have a really huge app, you can have literally the same code on the web and on native. But how it works under the hood, it's kind of tricky, because it's maybe not tricky. It's just a smart mapping between HTML syntax to native views. Yeah, they basically map divs to native views, and there is also a bunch of polyfills to polyfill some web APIs. Of course, with some additional native implementation. I can say it could be useful for huge companies. I'm not sure if some solo developers can take a lot of benefits of it if you have small app.
I think I've heard a podcast. I believe it was React Native Radio. That with the creator of either React Native Web or React Native Strict DOM, React Strict DOM, or either is the same guy, Nicholas. I'm not sure. Sorry, but he said that you should go with React Strict DOM if you are planning to go on the web as well.
Yeah.
If you have an app that works on iOS, Android, and you want to support web as well, you should go with React Strict DOM instead of React Native Web.
Yeah, I see it definitely as a future. Right now, this is not fully compatible with Web API, but I see the potential. But
there is a shift in React Native to go like web first standards and implement them back to the native.
Yeah, but I think we still need to wait a bit longer.
There are some limitations in React Native. For example, Yoga doesn't support grid. and on the web it's very, very used, I would say. So this is nice. This also kind of, let's maybe rate it, but I would go next with the first class styling announced by Expo. But let's rate Straight Dom API. What do you think?
If the virtual view is A, so it's not the same class, and like I said, I see the potential, but this is not truly.
It's not ready yet.
It's not ready
It's
yet.
not ready yet.
Yeah.
Okay.
So B or C,
B makes sense. B makes sense.
but right now it's not ready. So we need to be fair.
Let's go with C. Yeah. Let's go with C. Next, I would go with first class styling because on the Evan's talk, I don't have it on screen, but let's say an agenda. Evan, where's Evan? Sorry. Evan Bacon. Yeah, build fast, deploy faster. He demoed a version where he had Tailwind and CSS just working in React Native, including, he said, media queries. He said, what else? Gradients as well. That's cool.
What about animation?
Animation. He said that they're backed by Reanimated, and we really like that.
Okay, I'm contentful. Okay.
Pseudo classes, media queries, gradients.
Okay.
Out of the box.
If it uses Reanimated for animation under the hood, so I am happy about that. It's, what can I say? Great technology. I recommend. Approved.
It's funny that it will make native wind kind of obsolete.
Oh.
Because Tailwind will work just out of the box. Well, there
Interesting.
are tiny problems because as I said before, in React Native there's no grid, and in React Native we have some more styles. For example, a border can be styled as continuous or curved, or for example, border has as well hairline width, right? And this doesn't exist on the web. So I wonder how they had this.
If you're brave enough, you can implement everything with a flex.
Everything was like, yeah, but not the border one. Like on iOS, there's a border that's just hairline width, not a 1 pixel, but tinier than 1 pixel. So I wonder how they will overcome this. But this is a good shift. Good shift. But still doesn't exist yet. They've just announced that it will. So I don't think we can go with S tier, but they're working on it.
Yeah. It's definitely something big, but if we can't touch it...
We can't touch it. Yeah, it's not existing yet.
So we can't give it an S tier.
Can't, but A or B. It will be big. It will be big.
And it's something new.
This is something new. I will go with
innovation.
I will go with A. This is innovation. Staying with the web vibes, DOM API.
Okay.
DOM API. What do you think about DOM API?
Yeah, it's still related to strict DOM, I think. But so basically, what does it mean? You can use well-known functions like get element by ID. You can get the node, and you can get parent, children. But they announced that they implemented more than 50 DOM methods. But what I saw, those methods are more related to measuring. For example, you can't, or at least I didn't found how to do it. You can modify the style, like you can do it on the web. Yeah,
you can't modify the style. If you can modify the style, you would be able to animate that. And we really like to.
So
animate
those,
the style.
like I said, those functions are mainly for measuring and managing your focus. So if this is your primary use case, great. But for example, maybe I don't know. But I don't see clear use case for having access to parent node or childs in this way when I just can measure it.
Maybe also for libraries you sometimes need it. But I think the most useful one is get bounding client rect. That gives you a possibility to get measurements of the view of the elements before it's rendered. So you can have a ref connected to a view and use layout effects and get the measurements before they are rendered. So this is useful. We have still a measure implemented in reanimated to get measurements from the UI thread synchronously as well. But I think this can help us with getting avoid like shifts, one frame off shift. So the animation, so the application would jump. There were famously problems with this in React Native.
Yeah,
So,
I can say it's totally useful. Yeah. But still, we need to wait to implement more of those.
This is a subset of DOM API. Yeah. And we had get bounding client reacts in React Native 76, so for quite a while.
Yeah.
But it was marked as unstable, and now it was announced as stable. So pretty cool. Since SDK 52, it's cool.
Yeah, it's quite a while.
Another shift towards web APIs, right? In React Native, that's useful. I would say it's useful.
Yeah, it is useful, definitely.
What tier? S tier or A tier?
It's not fully implemented.
It's not fully implemented.
This is subset.
This is subset of DOM APIs.
And when you think about it, this is something new in React Native world. But for the web, it already exists. It's just porting the API.
But this is something that again and again and again the new architecture has enabled. Without the synchronous layout, it wouldn't be possible.
Yeah, it wouldn't.
But this is thanks to the new architecture. But yeah, I would put DOM APIs in A.
Yeah, it's next to the virtual view and
virtual view first styling. Okay.
But because right now you can do as much with it.
We
will see in the future.
We'll see. Yeah,
I see potential definitely, but we need to wait.
What else do we have?
So maybe let's start with first one, debug optimized.
Optimized.
What do you think?
I'm not that familiar with it, but
I can say this is something cool for me. Again,
is it on the screen? Yeah. Why so?
This is in the blog.
In the blog post.
Yeah, here.
Optimizing debug builds type for
so
Android.
You can just scroll a bit to this video. Yeah. And for me, as a library maintainer, especially reanimated maintainer, this is something really, really cool. Because optimized debug, this is just a new flavor of builds, new mode of builds. Because previously, you had two type of builds, debug or release. And in debug, your code is slower because it's unoptimized, have a lot of debug symbols. Your binary is larger, but you can debug native code. You can debug C++, Objective-C, Java, and also you can debug JavaScript code. And the second mode was the release and still is. And in release you have fast code and optimized code, but you can't debug anything. So if you want to use it for development, it's basically useless for you.
But just from this part of blog post, I'm seeing that more FPS is better. Why shouldn't I always? But this is not enabled by default, is it?
Yeah.
Why?
And I would explain it to you.
Yeah.
So if you debug optimize, this is basically the merge of debug and release in same time. So you have fast and optimized native code, but you can't debug it. Yeah,
can't debug it.
But still you can debug JavaScript part. So if you are not library maintainer and you don't care about native code, this is something what you should enable without thinking about this.
But sometimes you have bugs in libraries as well.
In this situation, you should opt out from debug optimize and fall back to just pure debug, and that's all. And you can clearly see that this is significantly faster than just normal debug build.
So if you're not touching native code, you just want to have it, you should definitely work with your app with debug optimized enabled.
Definitely, because most of developers, application developers, don't need to touch native code.
Makes sense. This is a quality of life improvement.
Yeah,
Nice.
definitely.
Okay. This is an S tier potential, I would say.
S tier?
No? It's faster for everyone, but it's not enabled by default. I'm thinking why.
I think it could be confusing for people.
The library, because the native part of the library is running in release mode.
Yeah.
And the JS part is running in debug mode.
Yeah, and I think we need to wait a bit to see the effects of it, because right now, for example, I am a reanimated maintainer, and if we ask people about logs from their app, we will have much less information than right now.
No logs from the native side. How does it connect to pre-building? Because I believe in some version of React Native, the libraries are precompiled, not pre-built. Precompiled.
So I think this is two different things.
Okay.
Because still, if you have pre-builds, you can have it as a debug, as a release, or as a debug optimize.
Okay.
So
okay. Solid A, I would say.
It's a good tier for it.
Solid A. Okay. It's just screen. Okay. Debug optimized. Okay. Nice. Let's maybe go. We're halfway there, I believe. Let's go with Web Performance API maybe next.
Yeah, when we talk about performance, so let's talk about it. So once again, it's really excited for me as a library maintainer, because
it's useful for everyone, I would say. But measuring performance of the app, come on, from the JS side.
Yeah, but this really feature have special place in my heart.
Why?
Because this is something what was really missing for me. Many times when I needed to find a bottleneck in application, I needed to use, for example, console log and printing just the current time and compute the delta and but with this, I can just call really polished web APIs that is
which is a standard for web, but currently in Canary.
And works really great for web,
Yeah,
and
I agree.
Yeah, and you can see what is happening in a VM, in a Hermes. You can even use user timing, so this means you can use marks, and you can measure something between 2 points in time, You also can use event timing, and measure time between user interaction and how much time it takes to display the effects on the screen.
I think it's really missing, because for native parts of the code, we already had the tools. We had in Android Studio ways to debug performance.
We have a lot of tools.
In Xcode, we have for debugging iOS, but for JS parts, it was just there. We assumed it worked okay. If it didn't, we console logged something. Now we have the tools, but we just have the code part shipped in React Native 82, and it's in Canary, but the performance panel is not yet implemented, is it?
It will be in the next version, I think. Yeah, but this is another thing what we will talk about.
Okay. So I think it's very connected to the performance panel.
It's really connected, because even if we have this web performance API, but we'll not have this performance panel, the developer experience of using it would be not great.
I have to agree. Yeah,
because you need to copy those trays and open it in additional application. It would be not seamless.
Yeah, it would be better if it would be part of React Native itself.
Yeah,
and
but here,
it will be in React Native 83, right? Yeah,
I believe. Yeah.
So you could profile your app and then see the flame chart in React Native DevTools.
Yeah, that's that's something what was missing and
Yeah.
what's already exists on the web
I agree.
from
Quite some time.
quite some time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
quite some time in React. Yeah. So let's rate it. Let's rate the performance API and the performance panel as well.
Mm,
It's useful. It's useful. It's useful. It was
it's
missing.
useful. As for me as a library developer, it's super useful. But I just wondering how it's useful for regular developers.
Well, it is still useful if you have the code. Well, most of the time we spent rendering views in React Native, not calculating business logic. So you have a very complex business logic, then measuring the performance would be useful. But yeah,
Yeah, but
it's missing.
but it's still not released.
It's not the web performance API is in Canary,
Yeah.
but the performance panel is not released.
So I just wondering how stable it will be, and so I would give both of them A.
Okay.
But
Okay, I can see
panel
why.
is not released.
Panel is not released.
So maybe B.
But they are in tandem. They work with each other.
Yeah, but we still can't touch it. We
We-
don't know how it will work.
You won't give something that doesn't exist an
Yeah.
S. Okay, let's put 8 here. And I'm thinking it should maybe also be 8 here. I wonder. But it's not released.
Okay, so we can.
Okay.
I don't have problem with that. I really like this new feature.
Okay. What we have next? We have network panel, I believe.
Yeah, network panel, and network panel is something what was once again missing. You can debug. You can see the fetch results, XML HTTP request, or also images. You can also see the metadata of those requests. You can see payloads. Yeah, like we used on web.
Yeah. We already have some parts of it implemented in Radon IDE. We have the fetch and XHR. We don't have images, and images will come with the network panel as well, which we will implement in Radon IDE as it gets published. So it's missing WebSockets as well.
Oh.
Yeah, I believe Reactotron by Infinite Red had maybe, or maybe not. I don't remember.
I don't know.
WebSockets.
WebSocket, yeah, it's also quite useful.
Oh yeah.
Would be.
So fetch HTML HTTP request and image. Well, it's familiar. It's from. It looks like the Chrome network panel. That's cool.
It actually, I think it is from Chrome network.
Yeah, it looks
panel,
like it,
but this is just an implementation of the standard
CDP.
CDP, yeah.
Yeah. But looks. It's really useful.
Yeah,
it's really missing.
Yeah,
we need this. We need this SAP.
Yeah, and it looks familiar because this is the same front end, yeah.
We need it. Yeah. Well, it's from your point of view, it's still not there. It's coming in React Native 83.
Yeah.
So we can't give it an S because it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
I believe it does exist, but it's behind a flag. It's not enabled. Still, yeah.
That's true. I can agree, but I don't know. For me, it's something. It would be controversial between B and A because it's not released.
It's not released, but we need this so badly.
Yeah.
We need this so badly. I would go with A if it's okay for you.
Okay, let's do it.
The last from this part of the presentation, not this.
Yeah, when it comes to DevTools, I think this is not other option to jump to React Native DevTools desktop app.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah. What is your opinion? What is your opinion? Hit us with the real talk. Got it.
I'm not convinced.
You're not convinced. Why?
Because it basically already exists.
I have a strong PTSD from Flipper.
Yeah, I can say, and basically this is what already exists, but packed into desktop app, standalone application. And I know that they,
The
Alex told that it's for better experience that you don't need to browser. This browser is not longer required, but in most of cases, the first application what I open when I started to work is a browser.
It's a browser. It's the first
So
thing.
it's already
React Native
exists.
DevTools needs to use Chrome, I believe, because it's reliance on
Okay,
CDP, Chrome
because
DevTools
I am
protocol.
Chrome guy, so that's
I'm
why.
also Chrome guy.
So that's why I can see the difference. So
Yeah, it needs to be downloaded separately, the desktop app. It has a one quality of life improvement that the windows stays at where they were before, but I'm not turning off my computer like never. So I wouldn't use it. The real talk, it's not that useful for me, I would say.
yeah, probably I will try. I will give
Maybe
a try,
I
but I I don't think so that I will be convinced to use it on daily basis.
auto race and breakpoints. I'm a daily driver of Radon, so
Yeah. In
I don't
Radeon,
need another app.
in Radeon you have it's directly in your code.
Yeah.
You can set breakpoint in
I
your code,
I
and it's I think it more convenient than setting breakpoint in.
yeah.
Yeah, it's cool. It's really cool, but I don't think it's as useful.
Is it an F tier? It's not existing, so we can't give it F tier. We don't
Yeah,
see if it's
E
crashing
E
or anything bad with it.
F
Maybe
tier is so sad, and we have such a great content. We don't have F tier here.
yeah.
Nothing is
No,
E. I think.
could be. I wouldn't use it myself, so I can't
Yeah.
give it a higher note than that. So yeah, that's a React Native DevTools desktop app. I wouldn't use it, so that's an E for me.
Okay, so let's let's talk about React Foundation. What do
Okay.
you think about it?
Okay, React Foundation. We are very happy because software mention got mentioned.
Yeah.
But I believe nothing much is changing for other people. Like this was already happening for quite some time. We've been working, us and Expo and ColdStack with Meta to improve React Native. It's good that the founding is secured. That's nice, and
Yeah.
the dedicated engineering support. So the guys we know already are working still on React Native. Um,
And it
it's
seems
good. It's good.
Yeah,
It's good. That's good. That's a good news.
And React Native is open source project.
Yeah.
And it seems like community take control over the framework. We'll see how it involved.
Yeah.
But for me, it seems like the community take a responsibility for own product.
Yeah. One thing that I wonder, it will be S tier announcement when it will be will be true, because React, the repo React lives on GitHub. It's the primary source of React is GitHub. This is the open source repo that the React is created. It's created I believe half of the team is currently working at Vercel, but it doesn't matter. Well, it does matter because it's part of the foundation, so that's good. But on the other hand, React Native is built first as a closed source, as we can see right now, and part of the code is migrated from Meta, like repository, back to GitHub. It will be maybe that will change with React Foundation, that the React Native would be open source first, like GitHub first would be the source of truth. Maybe, I'm not sure.
Yep, I don't know.
That would be great. That would be great for everybody. Yeah. Right, have the foundation. Yeah. So this is good. Founding is secured. We have dedicated team of engineers still working on React Native. It's great news. We got mentioned. It's perfect. We love it. But I don't think it's an S tier announcement because not that many things are changing for everyday React.
Yeah, for
It's a
regular
for-
developers, I don't think how they affected them.
It's formalized.
Yeah.
Yes, these companies are working together.
Yeah, and those
bringing React
company
Native.
already
worked.
formed some kind of
Yeah.
alliance.
Yeah,
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 because we also works on things with call stack, with Meta. Yeah, we know each other. Yeah,
So good, really good. Not S tier.
not this year.
Not S tier. So we go A
And
or B or A. We have,
I think it's from our perspective it would
Yeah.
be S or A,
for yes.
but from user perspective, I think it's
Well, it
B.
says, but it says that React will be maintained for the foreseeable future. It's formalized stewardship over the library. You can trust us. It will be amazing.
yeah, but they can already trust Meta.
Yes, this is good. I would say A. I would say A tier. I would say A.
Okay,
I would say A.
so React.
Oh yeah, because last part we have 3 more, but one of the written in the blog post there was the React 19.1.1 got added to React Native 82.
In
What do you
compare,
think?
when we have when you try to compare this announcement with the rest,
Oh
of
yeah,
huge announcement. So
yeah.
I definitely say this is something great. Yeah, yeah, of course. But if you have kind of announcement like
It's overshot.
Hermes, the only architecture.
It's just a patch. It's,
Yeah, and you compare it with just the patch really, so it's
yeah, incomparable.
it's totally in the
improves,
shadow.
improves reliability of use deferred value, start transition. We had 2 versions ago. We had 19.1, so 2 versions and a patch. So it can't be an S tier because other stuff are more important, I would say.
Yeah,
It's
the competitors
nice.
are really, really great.
Strong, yeah. Really, really strong. But good. But B?
B.
B, let's say B.
But
Let's say
still,
B.
we have strict down in C.
We have strict in C. So let's strict them is it's
I
higher.
would not say that this is something higher than strict I can agree if we switch
If we switch strict down
with
to B
React.
and React 19.9.1, like on the announcement, like this is important to have the newest
Yeah,
versions, but on an announcement tier list,
okay. I'm
both on C? Both
Yeah.
on C.
that's fair, I would say.
Okay, so we have 2 left, like globally speaking, React Native 82, React Native 83. How would you rate both of these?
So let's summarize what we will have, what we actually have in React Native 82. We have DOM API, yeah, and
DOM
optimize
API. Yeah,
and optimize debug.
debug optimized. Yeah, that's true. And virtual V as well. Let me open the blog post.
Yeah, let's check because I'm not
New
sure
architecture
about
only.
that. Oh,
That's S
new
tier.
architecture.
That's S tier. Yeah.
But first, let's compare both of them.
Uh,
Which is better? So I think
so the 83 doesn't exist yet.
Yeah.
It was just announced
announcement
that
but,
will become
but
with
82 is something what we can touch, and this is something big
That's your
because we have
favorite.
the new architecture.
That's your favorite. And React Native 83 doesn't exist yet, but we'll have a performance panel and a network panel
Yeah,
and performance API, which
in
will be
same time,
stable.
but in same time, 82 have Hermes V1.
Hermes V1.
Yeah,
That's true. That's true. That's true.
that my ass.
Okay.
ass
Okay.
card.
Yeah. Hermes, it has DOM APIs, which is not fully implemented. It has React Native, React 19.1, and Canary performance. For me, that's S tier because of the new architecture.
Yeah. If we have new architecture as S tier, so we also should have,
React Native 82.
yeah.
And let's go React Native 83 with something.
Yeah.
With A, B, it doesn't exist yet.
It doesn't exist. Yeah.
So we can't go with S tier.
No, it would be not fair.
A, B?
Yeah. We should have something in B.
No, we
Yeah.
don't have to. We don't have to. That's not true. We don't have to.
It's not aligned with Gauss curve.
It's not a Gaussian. Yeah, it's true.
I can say that we are a bit biased.
No,
Maybe.
No, the announcements were good. The announcements were good.
This year conference was really,
goated.
really
It's goated.
interesting. Yeah.
Let's go with it. Yeah.
So I think we finished.
I think we can wrap up here. It's true.
Yeah.
So, yeah, thanks everyone for watching. We will post that somewhere, tier
Yeah.
maker that we did. We're still not convinced about everything, but I think we have
Yeah, we'll be fight after
the stream.
the stream. Yeah,
stream.
it should be family content. Yeah, family friendly content, not.
Yeah, I think we have it. Yeah. Thanks everyone for watching and see you in the next one. Bye.
Bye.